Hello. Um, just doing a little, doing another progress video. I had been working on um, Under the Dark of the Moon. I'm moving into book 5. Was moving into book 5. I've got notes for up to chapter 32. So when I get back to it, I'm ready to get back onto it. What I've been concentrating on for like the last week is the first edit on Mnemosyne. That's my story of the last living immortal, of the last known human immortal, and the oldest living human. I wrote this in about 4 months, the fastest I've written anything in a long time. So it's going to need a lot of help. Yeah, well, you know the old saying, the first draft doesn't have to be perfect; it just has to be finished. Well, this is finished, and it's by no means perfect. Thank God, there's no limit to how rough your rough drafts can be. Because this is going to take just going by this first edit. This is going to take probably more than 4 or 5 edits. Brianna and the 3 took 8. So this one's going to take a while. Not that I mind. I'd rather put in the time, actually working on it, working on editing it and such, so that I know it's as perfect as I can get it. So there's that. I also I told myself I was going to go back to journaling and go back to my first notebook that I've got, and like I said in that last journal entry that I wrote 4 days ago, every time I stop to do something else, write a journal entry, record a video, I get that voice in the back of my head that says, "Shouldn't you be writing right now?" The only time that I don't feel that is, of course, when I'm writing or when I'm editing. It's the only time. So, but you do what you do. Journaling is just something to keep my mind together, to try and get my mind under control, if you will. Saturday was a very bad day that I came very close to quitting work. I almost did. I was so close. But unfortunately, I was born creative, not rich, so I can't afford to quit. So anyway, so yeah, I might do this one. This one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk a little bit more about how I edit. I know I've talked about that before, but I'm going to go over it again. And then maybe I'll do another part of this tomorrow, and then upload the whole thing. I'll have to see how I feel. I've got the day off on Friday. I might do one more segment on Friday before I go to the wedding I'm attending, and then we'll take it from there. So all right. So just like I am old-fashioned, if you will, when it comes to first draft writing, I'm old-fashioned when it comes to editing. I print the whole thing out and bust out the red pen. Actually, this has burgundy color ink in it. I couldn't get jet pens was out of red refills when I ordered these, and for some ungodly reason, stores don't carry red refills. I do not know why. I have not found them in Staples, Walmart. Anyway, I found them at JetPens, jetpens.com. I love jetpens.com. Not as much as I love gouletpens.com, but that's a topic for another video. Goulet Pens is my go-to for pens and ink. Jet Pens, well, I have ordered some pens from them. I look to them more for stationary items and pen refills. Anyway, so I print everything out, and I don't do one edit for structural things like sentence structure and grammar and all that, and then one for plot, and then one for dialogue. I do everything at the same time. I'm rereading, and sorry, my eyes literally a little annoyed. I go through and I do everything on the page. Let me flip back here to the beginning of this and show you. I usually refer to it as making the pages bleed. So what I usually do is I do this. I just start drawing lines, rewriting. If I have like a paragraph or so to rewrite. Like this paragraph right there. Rewrote it on the back there. But if it's going to be too long, if it's going to be a longer scene, like if I have to rewrite multiple things, like on this first page, except for the first line, that entire page is crossed out. Bust out a sheet of paper. About this, what I do is I only write on one side of the page. I don't write on the other side. 2 reasons. Sometimes I can't. If the ink on the back side is showing through to the front side, it's going to make it hard to read. Also, it gives me scrap paper for rewrites. Or if I need to figure something out real quick, or just make a quick note on something, I've got some scrap paper. There are probably professional editors out there. There are probably people who are more professional about this. This works for me. And you're probably all rolling your eyes at me right now. This works for me. This is how I work. It's sloppy? Yes, it's sloppy. I'm sloppy. I'm a slob. You should see my apartment. It looks like a tornado went through it. Okay. You could generally describe my housekeeping as there appears to have been a struggle. Okay. I never learned those proofreading and editing symbols except for the caret, like when you're going to insert something, the little, and the paragraph symbol. That's about it. Oh, and the when you want to switch things around, that. So those are the only ones that I learned. Those are the ones I use regularly, and I just, like I said, that works for me. About halfway through right now. The story itself is good. I'm fine with the plot as it is. There are some things that need to be tweaked. Some timeline things have to be worked out, and have to work on descriptions. But that's always me. What I did find, though, what I thought might be helpful, is I'm adding a couple of scenes to the first part of the story. The first one, which is inserted between the first and second chapters, is, well, these all open the same way. It's interlude from another life, in another life, Lisa, indicating that this is told from Lisa's point of view. The first one is the scene from All My Yesterdays Remembered, which is in Campfire Stories. That's the story that introduced Lisa and introduced her as an immortal, and and that's told from her point of view. It's in the initial story, it's told from someone else's point of view. This time, it's told from her point of view. What's running through her mind while she's revealing to her oldest friend and his wife that she's immortal, a secret she's kept from them for 10 years. The second one is a scene from Raven. There's a scene in Raven where one character is talking and Lisa are talking. The other character is immortal. They've known each other, and so there's, again, told from Lisa's point of view, and there's some thoughts into some background and laying some groundwork for things that show up in part 2. And there's going to be one more that takes place farther in the future, not as far forward as the story itself. And the story takes place in the year 12,662 to start at the start of the story. Then in part 2 jumps 317 years into the future, but more on that later. And that's just laying that also as the groundwork, because some of these characters, the one that's in from the Raven excerpt and in the next one, which I have to decide where I want to put it. And then that'll introduce some characters this way when we go to part 2, and for a little while we're not with Lisa, and then these characters are showing up, and who are they? So so that's sorry if that all got a bit rambly. You also know this is how I do videos. This is 100% off the cuff, strictly off the top of my head as things come to me. Like I said, I may do another part tomorrow, and then get this uploaded, or we'll see how it goes. So that's it for now. See you later. Hey guys, this is a week later. I had finished the update, the first edit on Mnemosyne, and I finally had a chance to update it. So that's good to go. I added about 1,700 words to it because there were a couple of scenes that I needed to add, and there's still one more scene that I want to add, and then one scene that has to actually be written. It's a parenthetical statement right now, but that'll be down the road. So right now it's, what is the actual length? Hang on. Well, I'm waiting for that to open up. There were a lot of pages with a lot of red on it. But then there were also, especially towards the end, a lot of pages where I just didn't edit anything, which I find hard to accept. I know what happened. I started reading instead of editing, and that happens from time to time. So I'll just get it, make sure I do a better job later on in a couple months when I edit it. So I have to get that scheduled. So it'll be April, May, June. Yeah, it'll be June, unless something else is being edited. And that point, then it'll be July. So when I edit, I do everything at the same time. I'm making sure the sentence structure is good. I make sure the plot line is good. Um, Making sure all my timelines work out, all my dates add up. Um, and so far they have. I had to make a couple of adjustments and nail down a couple things, a couple relationships between characters that show up in part two. And so I got started getting that, and everything looks, or that part of it looks like it's working okay now. So um, what I do with editing, after I finish an edit, I get everything updated on the screen, on the computer. Get that new file saved, and then I schedule the next edit. I have to schedule it, otherwise I'm going to forget. And then I just do it until I feel it's ready. Right now, Mnemosyne is at 28,789 words. It was 27.2 something was the original first draft version. So we did add some words. Like I said, there were 2 scenes I had to add, and there's a third scene plus something at the end to close out the story. And so that's about it for now. I just wanted to do a follow up to finish off from the previous bit from the previous clip. Sorry, I can't talk. I just got back from a walk and I'm a little worn. And so the next story to be edited is actually in a couple of weeks. Actually, I think I'm doing it, starting it on Easter Day now that I think about it. It's the Monday after you start work on Sundays. And that's In a Mirror Looking Out. Now, that's only about 10,000 words, so that shouldn't take me any time at all to go through. So for now, it's back to first draft writing and Under the Dark of the Moon. And that's about it for now, guys. So thanks for watching, and I might do another video when I edit In a Mirror Looking Out, but I'll decide that in a couple weeks when I sit down to start doing it. So until then, take care and talk to you later.